going off of what I've said in the last ones, and now I can talk to you as well. Look, they won't all be like this, but from the last experience and me having a, I suppose, more difficult time with that one, or these two, I can show you, look, these two. It was interesting for it to allow me to do two of the same thing. I wouldn't have thought of doing that necessarily at that point, but that's what happened. What I was talking about, I said about having my eyes closed, and I was thinking last night it would be interesting for me to actually try with my eyes closed. I don't know if these ones will become a bit like college art kind of vibe, where you draw without stopping or draw with your left hand and all those things. But it also might be an interesting thing. And so far I've just followed what I said on the last one. I wanted natural light, did some natural light things that just so happened to include a watermelon. And then that watermelon made me do something else and so on. So if I leapfrog my thinking dot to dot, I might get somewhere where I didn't expect to go. So I'm thinking I'm going to sit here for a minute, stare at my own face, and then give it a second, and then have a go at doing this with my eyes closed. And then as I've just sat down, I was thinking if I could do that multiple times on top of each other on the same thing. I'm also aware of the camera being an element of these. Since the first one, I was aware that this thing, that you make this a performance as well. These pastels still smell. I'll keep you updated. I'll do one. And then if I decide that I want to go again, I will do. But I'll probably say something after this first one. I'll use two colours where I can differentiate them. As in, I won't choose black and do two black. And I'll do my darndest to make sure that you can still see. And you can see that I've got my eyes closed. The world was starting to fog over them, and I could see my eyes growing. I know this is a thing. I know people do I think it's a mirror scrying. They use it as a meditation technique as well. So this surrounding thing was going cloudy, and so I was first bouncing between both pupils, and then I just focused on this one, and then it begin to expand, and then I could see myself getting sad, and it looked as if my mouth was trying to speak, but it was shut. I have no idea what was happening, and this little thing was very prominent to me, and my Adam's apple. I could see it or feel it as if it was swallowing all the time. Everything else became kind of irrelevant. Should we go again over the top? I'm going to do exactly the same eye. And when I shut my eyes, I could also see the face, or a face that wasn't my face. That one felt like I was getting really old, and I was really conscious of starting to leak a cry. Both times it has felt like HDR, like my face is splitting. I think it would also be interesting to maintain. I might do that on this side. Rather than closing my eyes, to try to keep the same focus. I think keeping focus on, so I'm just staring into this eye, and then everything else gets lost. I was talking to you yesterday about the relationship between things, that act of keeping physically present through looking at, I'm doing mental between my face and my shapes. But if I'm just staring endlessly at one thing, everything else starts to go. Like I got like a hole here, like an indent. I think that was that one. I don't know. My eye got darker and just became very aware of as I would do, staring at that one thing. And the veins on my head were like, these are both very different, aren't they, from the previous things? Different intent. I'll make some quick notes and then I'm going to have to go get ready to do some music tutoring. I might add a little bit more to the thoughts of these, I don't know. I like them being fresh though. I'm telling you what I think straight away. I think yesterday's, in hindsight, might have been a little harsh, but I think it's better for them to be current and immediately after than for me to try to express what I'm feeling about these. But it is interesting for me to not be able to judge these as well aesthetically.